time to entertain your kids for summer break. It's almost here, and that's why 5280 is out with their list of 50 things every kid must do in our state. Here with us this morning is Jessica LaRusso, the managing editor at 5280 Magazine. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
I loved this article, by the way. I mean, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm looking at anything to entertain them.
Totally.
What inspired you to write this article?
Yeah, so this one was very near and dear to my heart. I have a 2-year-old at home and another kiddo coming in August. So, you know, I spent a lot of my free time anyway trying to figure out what to do to entertain these little kiddos, and
especially during like spring break or summer break.
Yeah,
right? Like,
absolutely.
What are we going to do with them? All right, so talk about maybe the most like quintessential things that Colorado kids need to do.
Yeah, well, I think like a lot of people, I'm not from here, you know, a lot of people who are raising families right now. I'm a transplant, so I didn't really know what a lot of those quintessential Colorado things were. I can tell you that growing up in Indiana, hiking 14ers was not a thing that I was doing.
And that's something you guys have in here.
That is something we have in here, a guide to kind of learning some of the safety skills and things you need to build up to some of those adventures, mountain biking, rock climbing 14ers. Another one that I thought was really fun was that a lot of our music festivals here, our bluegrass festivals in particular, are really kid-friendly. Kids 12 and under get in free to Telluride Bluegrass, to Rocky Grass and Lions, and there's kid-friendly camp areas, family activity tents. So, you know, what's more Colorado than waking up in a tent and then listening to some bluegrass?
Boy, is that true. What I love about this is it kind of like breaks it down. There's like certain age groups for it, which is great. And, you know, I love that we get our kids out so much. And honestly, there was a lot in this that we haven't done with our kids. I mean, you guys really got in depth.
Yeah. I mean, I've been asked, are there really 50 things in here? And there are. I counted them many times while we were putting it together. One section that helped was we found 10 kind of more special interest museums. So most of us have been to the Museum of Nature and Science, Children's Museum, and they're wonderful. But these are places for a little more specialized interest. So if your kid is obsessed with trains, like mine is, the Colorado Railroad Museum in Golden is a great place to hit up. If you've got teenagers that are just all over social media, the Denver Selfie Museum.
Yes, that one's big.
You can, at least get them out of the house for a few hours and doing that.
Is your favorite, what's like your favorite? Is it the train one that you were talking about?
Yeah, that one's really good. Wings Over the Rockies too.
Oh,
again, for a kid who's just like a little motorhead. Yeah, all the airplanes and all that stuff is really neat.
Okay, so what's so great about this is that it really breaks it down for age. So we've got the young ones, and the museums are so great, but you guys go all the way up in the age.
Yeah, I've got my summers planned for like the next 15 years for sure. Yeah, one of the things I can't wait to do is the Via Ferrata at Arapahoe Basin. So I think 12 or 13 you've got to be for that, but you really get that sense of climbing up a sheer rock face without actually having any rock climbing skills.
Just incredible.
Great family photos.
What about those of us who don't like have kids or teens in our lives?
Yeah, totally. There's a lot of stuff in here that is definitely for, you know, kids or kids at heart. Again, especially for those of us transplants who didn't get to go whitewater rafting or explore Mesa Verde as kids. There's plenty in here that you can go and do, you know, without kids in tow.
Well, I personally appreciate this article so much. I know a lot of parents do, especially when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our kids all summer long, so they're not in front of a screen the whole time, right?
Exactly.
Like, get them out of the house and explore. Thank you so much for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.